find two consecutive odd integers such that 2/5 of the smaller exceeds 2/9 of the greater by 4. What does the word exceed mean? Exceed means is more than. Yes, what? Anyone said anything?
No, sir.
Okay, exceeds means is more than. Okay, that is what that means is you have to find two consecutive odd integers. A consecutive, as I told you that day, one after the other. It's called consecutive. You have to find two consecutive odd integers such that 2/5 of the smaller, the one has to be smaller and the other obviously has to be greater. 2/5, you take 2/5 of the smaller odd integer and you take 2/9 of the greater odd integer. The difference of between them, if you subtract them, it will come to 4. Okay, so that is what this question means. Okay, now let's see how to solve this. Now, as I told you that if you have two even or two odd integers, let's say 3 and 5, these two are consecutive odd integers, right? So if your first odd integer is 3, what should be your next odd integer? 3 plus 2, right? So if you keep on adding 2, you will get consecutive integers, odd integers or even integers. In this case, odd integers. Now, how do we assume the odd integers to be? In case of even integers, I told you that you can take them to be 2x. In case of odd, you can take them to be 2x plus 1, or you can also take them to be 2x minus 1. Okay, so I say let the two consecutive odd integers be 2x plus 1. This is the smaller one, right? How should be the what should be the greater one? You add 2 to it. 2x plus 1 plus 2. You add 2 to the first one, you get the second consecutive integer, right? So what do you get here? That is, the first one is 2x plus 1 and the second one is 2x plus 1 plus 2, which is 2x plus 3. That is 2x plus 1 and 2x plus 3. These two are the integers. Now what happens? Which one is the smaller one? This is the smaller one, right? 2x plus 1.
2x plus 1.
So, and now that we know which one is the smaller, which one is the greater one, now if you read the question, 2/5 of the smaller. So, okay, 2/5 of the smaller is how much? 2/5 of the smaller. 2/5 of the smaller will be 2/5 of 2x plus 1, which is equal to 2/5 2x plus 1, right? Which you can also write this as twice 2x plus 1 by 5, right? And 2/9 of the greater. 2/9 of the greater is 2/9 of the greater among them is 2x plus 3, which is equal to 2/9 of 2x plus 3, which is equal to twice 2x plus 3 divided by 9. Okay. Now, if you read the question, it states 2/5 of the smaller exceeds 2/9 of the greater. That means 2/5 of the smaller is more than 2/9 of the greater by 4. So, according to this problem, 2/5 of the smaller is more than 2/5 of the greater by 4.
Sir, actually it's 9.
That means 2/5 of the smaller is greater than 2/5 of the smaller greater by 4. Means if you subtract them, 2/5 of the smaller minus 2/5 of the greater, you must be it must be equal to 4. So that means how much 2/5 of the smaller we have found out? this, that is twice 2x plus 1 by 5 minus
Sir, there will be 2/9 of the greater.
Yes, sir.
2/9. Yes. This is 2/9 of the greater minus, and you have 2/9 of the greater as we have found out here, twice 2x plus 3 divided by 9 is equal to 4. Now this is an equation that we are getting, and we need to solve this equation. Okay, and how do we solve this equation? Take the LCM. The LCM of 5 and 9 is 45. Okay, now 45 divided by 5 is 9. 9 into 2 x plus 1. Let's write this as 9 into 2x plus 1, right? 2 into 2x plus 1 minus 45 by 9 is 5, and you have 5 into twice 2x plus 3.
So where did the 9 and 5 came from?
9 and 5, which one?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Got
This
it.
is LCM is 45. So if you divide 45 by this number 5, you get 9. So you multiply 9 here, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, okay. So now this you get as 18 times 2x plus 1 minus 10 times 2x plus 3 divided by 45 is equal to 4. Okay. Next, you multiply. Okay. So 18 into 2 you get as 36. So 36x plus 18 into 1 you get as 18. Minus 10 into 2x you get as 20x. And if you open the brackets, there's a minus sign outside here. If you open the bracket, this sign here gets converted to a minus sign, right? Because you're opening the brackets, and 10 into 3, if you're multiplying, you get 30 divided by 45 is equal to 4. That means now you see 36x minus 20x is going to give you 16x, right? And 18 minus 30 is going to give you minus 12 divided by 45 is equal to 4. Now you cross multiply. So you get 16x minus 12 is equal to 45 into 4 is 180, right? And 16x is equal to, now you add, you take 12 on the other side, from the left hand side to the right hand side, you get 180 plus 12, right? So you get 16x is equal to 192. So that means x you get as 192 by 16. Now you can cancel this. Let's say with 4 you can cancel. Okay, and then you can cancel again with 4. So that means you are getting x is equal to 12. Once you get x is equal to 12, because you have to find the consecutive odd integers. What were the consecutive odd integers here? 2x plus 1 and 2x plus 3. So what are the consecutives? You put the value of x. Um, right, hence the consecutive odd integers are are 2x plus 1, which is equal to 2 into 12 plus 1, which is equal to 25. And what was the next one? 2x plus 3, right? So you put x is equal to 12. Okay, so you get 27. So what are the two consecutive odd integers? 25 and 27. This is your answer. Okay. Any question?
No, sir.
No, sir.
We'll see the next question here. The next question relates to a fraction. Okay. Okay, number 4, but it's I've wrongly labeled it as number 3. Number 4. The denominator of a fraction is 3 more than twice its numerator. Okay. You know what the difference between numerator and denominator? So if you have a fraction 2 by 5, this is called your numerator, and this is called your denominator, right? So in this case, if the fraction is 2 by 5, how much is the denominator more than the numerator? Right? So denominator is 3 more than the numerator, right? Isn't it? Denominator is 3 more than the numerator, because if you add 3 to the numerator, you'll get the denominator. That is what it means. Okay. Now we'll see. The denominator of a fraction is 1 more than twice its numerator. Okay. If the numerator and denominator are both increased by 5, it becomes 3 by 5. Find the original fraction. Okay, so if let see what is the relation between numerator and denominator given? The denominator of a fraction is 1 more than twice its numerator. So if I say let the numerator of the fraction be x, of the original fraction, be x, right? Therefore, what should be the denominator of the original fraction? If you read here, it states the denominator of a fraction is 1 more than twice its numerator. Twice the numerator is how much? 2x, and 1 more than twice the numerator, right? The denominator is 1 more than twice the numerator. That means 2 into numerator plus 1, right? So therefore, what is the original fraction? Is equal to numerator by denominator, right? Which one is the numerator? X, and denominator is 2x plus 1. This is your original fraction. Now, what they have done with the original fraction? Now, if you see the second part of the problem, it states if the numerator and denominator are both increased by 5, then the fraction becomes 3 by 5. What is the new fraction that you are getting if you increase numerator and denominator by 5? New fraction obtained after increasing the numerator and denominator each by 5 is equal to in the original fraction. If I increase the numerator by 5 and if I increase the denominator by 5, right? This is the new fraction that I get. So let's simplify. X plus 5 by 2x plus 1 plus 5. So you get x plus 5 by 2x plus 6, right? This is the new fraction that we are getting. And what is the new fraction equal to? They said if you add 5 to the numerator and denominator, the new fraction becomes 3 by 5. So this fraction must be equal to 3 by 5. So according to a problem, you have x plus 5 by 2x plus 6 must be equal to 3 by 5. Now we simply need to solve this equation to get the value of x, and then we can find out if we put the value of x here, we'll get the original fraction, right? So let's find the value of the a value of x here. First cross multiply. You get 5 into x plus 5. See, I'm using brackets when I am multiplying with x plus 5. And also when I am multiplying 2x plus 6 with 3, I am also using brackets. Right? So whenever you cross multiply, be careful of the brackets. Ensure to use the brackets. Now, if you multiply here, you get 5x plus 5 into 5 is 25. 3 into 2x is 6x plus 3 into 6 is 18. Okay. Next, 5x, and you take 6x on the other side, right? And you bring 25 on the other side. So 18 remains here only on the right hand side. You bring 25 on the right hand side. Okay. So you get 5x minus 6x, you get as minus x is equal to 18 minus 25, you get as minus 7. So you get x is equal to, now if you divide both sides by minus 1, minus 7 by minus 1. That means x is equal to, this minus sign now cancels. You get x is equal to 7. Okay. Now once we have got the value of x, and what is the original fraction? They have asked you to find out the original fraction. Original fraction, if you see, was x by 2x plus 1. So put the value of x here. X is 7. 2x plus 1, 2 into 7 plus 1. 7 divided by 14 plus 1, which is 15. So original fraction is 7 by 15. Any question?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, now the next question is an important question, and which you'll study later on also a little bit, which is proportions. Okay, now before I discuss this question, I would just like to give you a definition of proportion. What is a proportion? Okay, proportion means when two fractions are equal, or when two ratios are equal. Ratios are equal, they are said to be in proportion. Okay, that is, let's say A is to B is equal to C is to D, right? These two ratios are equal. That is, we also write this as A by B is equal to C by D. Then we say that A, B, C, D are in proportion. Okay, remember the definition. Also, if I have given you two ratios here which are equal, and you are saying A, B, C, D are in proportion. So if I simply give you A, B, C, D are in proportion, then what can you write? Four numbers if I give you A, B, C, and D are in proportion. Then what can you write? Then you can write A by B must be equal to C by D. Okay, clear with the definition?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so this was the definition of proportion. Now, can you give me examples of two ratios or two fractions that are in proportion? Half and 2 by 4 are in proportion, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. What else? That is, what can I say here? Okay. Half and can you give me more? Can you give me, say, let's say one more? 3 by 4 and 18 by 24 are in proportion.
Yes, sir.
That means here, what can you say? What are the numbers that are in proportion? 3, 4, 18, and 24 are in proportion. I can write?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now you know that if four numbers are in proportion, A, B, C, D, they can be written as A by B is equal to C by D. Now let's move to our problem. Once we know this definition, we'll see the problem. Question here is, what number should be added to each of the numbers? 12, 22, 42, and 72. So four numbers are given to you, right? So that the resulting numbers may be in proportion. Okay. What number should be added to each of them?
What do we multiply? Sir, in this proportion which you
Hmm.
showed as example,
Hmm.
in that we multiplied.
Multiplied what?
So 3 is proportion to 18, like
Okay.
that.
Let's
We
say 3 by
multiplied it
3 by
by
4 I had
6.
given, right? 3 by 4 and
Yes, sir.
I
18
had
by
given
24.
18 by 24. Yes. What happened? Tell me.
So, sir, 3 we multiplied it by 6, we got 18. And
Yes.
4 we multiplied it by 6, we got 24. But in
Exactly.
this problem, we have to add to get the proportion.
Yeah, that's what. These numbers are these numbers in proportion? Tell me. 12, 22, 42, and 72. Are these numbers in proportion? Check. 12 by 22 is equal to how much? Reduce it to the lowest form. 6 by 11, right? And next check. 42 by 72. Again reduce this. 21 by 36. Let's again cancel. 7 by 12. So are these two in proportion? 6 by 11 and 7 by 12? They are not
No,
in
sir.
proportion, right? So the question here is, what number should be added to 12, 22, 42, and 72 so that they become in proportion? Okay. So what I say is, let's say if I add the number x, what does this number become? 12 plus x, right? This becomes how much? 22 plus x, right? This becomes 42 plus x, right? And this becomes 72 plus x, right? Let's say I add x to each of them so that they become in proportion. Now, after adding x, if they are in becoming in proportion, then what can I say? Now I can say that 12 plus x, 22 plus x, 42 plus x, and 72 plus x are in proportion, right? After adding x,
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
right? So that is what this is. Okay, so let's write this in a proper manner. We first say let x be added to each of the numbers so that they be in proportion. Let x be added to each of 12, 22, 42, and 72 so that they be in proportion. Right? So therefore, what can you say? 12 plus x, 22 plus x, 42 plus x, and 72 plus x are in proportion, right? So if they are in proportion, what can you say? If you consider this as your A, this as your B, this as your C, this as your D, A by B must be equal to C by D, right? So A by B must be equal to C by D. Yes, now tell me if this is okay. It's fine? No question?
No, sir.
Remember to
No,
introduce
sir.
brackets. Okay. Now, if you want to solve this equation, you cross multiply first. 12 plus x into 72 plus x is equal to 22 plus x into 42 plus x. Okay, see how I've cross multiplied? I've maintained the brackets within the expressions. Now you multiply 12 plus x into 72 plus x. So how do you multiply? First multiply 12 with 72. 12 into 72 you get, right? Then multiply 12 with x. That is, these two I have multiplied. Then I'll multiply this with this. 12 into x. Next I'll multiply 72 into x, 72x, and finally I'll multiply x into x, that x square is
Square.
equal to, and now I'll multiply 22 into 42 plus, now I'll multiply 22 with x. Now I'll multiply x with 42. And finally I'll multiply x with x to get x square. Okay. So now what happens? 12 into 72 will give you 864 plus 12x into 7x is going to give you 84x plus x square is equal to 22 into 42. You multiply, you get 924 plus 22 plus 42 is going to give you 64 plus x square. Now see, you've got x square on both sides. Now x square you can cancel here also. Okay, and if you don't want to cancel here, what you can also do is you can take everything on one side and then you can cancel. That is, you can take all the x's on one side. So you have 84x on the left hand side and you have x square here, right? And what else? This x you have, so you take this x on the other side, so it becomes 64x, and you have this x square, so you can bring x square here to get minus x square is equal to, now you have a 924 here, so you keep 924 here as it is, and you have got 864, so you take it here, so it becomes minus 864, right? Now if you see, x square and x square are going to cancel on the left hand side, so this x square and this x square, they cancel, right? So you're left with 84x minus 64x, which is nothing but 20x is equal to 924 minus 864 is 60. So that means you get x is equal to 60 by 2, 20. So here you can cancel. So you're getting x is equal to 3. So what number should be added so that they are in proportion? If you add 3 to all these numbers, you get, hence 3 must be added.
Sir, how, sir? If we add 3 to 42,
Each of
yes,
12, 22, 42 and 72, then they are in proportion. Check. Will they be in proportion or not?
yes, sir, they will be.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the least number that
Yes,
must be
sir.
added is 3. Okay, the next problem is
sir.
an age problem. Yes, tell me.
Sir, I'm saying that if there is 3 by 4 is equals to 21 by 24, then it will be in proportion.
3 by 4
Yes, sir.
is equal to how much?
21 by 24.
3 by 4 and 21 by 24. Check whether they have a common multiple. In order to make 3 into 21, you have to multiply this by 7. That means you have to multiply this by 7 also. So is this matching?
Yes.
No. So 3 by 4 and
Yes.
21 by 24 are not in proportion.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
They have to have a common multiple in the numerator and denominator. Okay. Okay, let's look at the next question. Number 5. This is an age problem here. Okay. The question here is, a father is 7 times as old as his son. 2 years ago, the father was 13 times as old as his son. How old are they now? Okay. So a father is seven times as old as his son. That means his present age is such that his father is whatever his son's age, you multiply that age by 7, you'll get the father's age, right? That is the present age. 2 years ago, that means 2 years back, father was 13 times as old as his son. Okay, that means we'll see about 2 years back later. First, let's consider the present ages. So I say let the present age of the son be x. Therefore, what is the present age of father? If father is 7 times as old as his son, that means 7 into x, right? Now, 2 years ago, what was son's age? Son's age was x minus 2. And 2 years ago, what was father's age? If father's present age is 7x, then 2 years ago, he was 7x minus 2 years old. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, according to a problem, if you see what is given, 2 years ago,
Sir,
father
it
was.
should be.
Tell me.
Sir, it should be. I think it should be 13 times.
Yes,
So
wait.
3.
I'm coming to that. The father was 13 times as old as his son 2 years ago. That means the father here, whose age 2 years ago was 7x minus 2, was equal to 13 times the son's age. You understood?
Yes, sir.
So that means now you simply need to
No,
solve
sir.
this
No, sir.
equation. Did not understand.
No, sir.
2 years ago, father's age is equal to 13 times 13 into 2 years ago son's age. Right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Uh,
sir.
2 years ago, what was father's age? 7x minus 2 is equal to 13 into, and 2 years ago, how much was son's age? X minus 2. Now is this okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it.
Now you solve this equation. So you have 7x minus 2 is equal to 13x minus 13 into 2, which is 26. I take x's on one side, so you get 7x minus 13x. The question is, how old are they now? That means you need to find their present ages. Okay. So this is minus 26 plus 2. So this is 7x minus 13x is minus 6x is equal to minus 24. That means x is minus 24 by minus 6. That means you can cancel here. You get x is equal to 4. Right? So what was the present age? Present age of the son is x, which is 4 years. Hence, son's present age equal to x equal to 4 years. And father's present age? How much was father's present age? 7x, right?
So 7x.
7 into x, which is equal to 7 into 4, is equal
So
to 28.
28 years.
Father 28 years, son 4 years. Okay. Fine. So I'll stop here then.